Hey ladies, welcome to my channel Soul Vibes. It is Celinelizette here, and if you are new, welcome to the Soul family. Please hit the subscribe button below, and if you guys like it, which I really hope you do, then definitely like, comment, and then share the video. I just want to get straight into this video because honestly, I had the inspiration to talk about a subject that I'm super passionate about. Ladies, this is super important for our energy, for our well-being, and for really stepping into our power. It's an extremely important topic, and as I become more in my power, because that's something that I just did a last video on how to step into your power, I've been doing a lot of self-work. I talk about the spiritual journey that I'm on. I've done a lot of healing and pretty much just learned how to love myself in the past year. I feel like I am more in my power now than ever. I'm glowing and I am just honestly the phoenix rising from my ashes pretty much. And part of that now is because I am not having sex with toxic men anymore. And honestly, that is something that really helped me reclaim my power altogether, to stop giving energy to these people who I know are not good for me, but even more so, not just giving energy, but letting them enter your body. Like, that is more powerful than we even think. I think a lot of us are still having toxic men in our lives, and we are choosing to have sexual relations with these men. And honestly, it's not something to be ashamed of, but these toxic men do not deserve for great women like us to be, giving them so much of us and so much of our energy and, honestly letting them enter our bodies. Because honestly, sex is something that is so sacred, no matter how much society has downplayed that for us, how much we've, taught ourselves these beliefs that it is not something that affects us, because it really does affect us at the end of the day, especially as women. Like, it totally affects us. And if we are having sex with toxic men, which I'm sure we all have at some point, it is just so destructive to our energy, and it's really destructive to who we are as individuals, and it pretty much takes us women out of our power. So here are the reasons that I think it is very important that we consider before having sex with toxic men, if you choose to, but really why us ladies need to stop doing that to become the queens that we are trying to be. Reason number one that we should not be having sex with toxic men. First of all, when women have sex with men, this has been scientifically proven. If you go do research on it, most of the time women will feel some type of attachment or become more attached to the person after they have sex with them. There is something within our, chemical genetic makeup that the chemistry of our brain tends to alter. So we do have more of an emotional attachment to men when we have sex with them. And because of that, if we have sex with a toxic person, we are going to get more attached to this person. There are people out there who don't, get necessarily attached to the person, or they can just have the one night stand and the hookup and casual sex, and that, that is fine. But regardless, you still shouldn't be having sex with a toxic person, for the next reason I'm going to say. But for the rest of us who do get kind of somewhat attached, think about it. When you get attached to this toxic person, you are going to grow feelings for them, when pretty much they were just using you the whole time anyways. They're trying to get one thing from you, and that is to pretty much enter into your WAP. What's the point of growing feelings for them when, you're going to feel that attachment to them and they're just trying to get one thing from you? They're not going to be the person who is going to treat you right. They're not going to be the person who is going to call you and text you afterward, give you that commitment that you're looking for, a good guy. They're not going to give you what a good guy is going to give you. So there is no benefit to getting attached to these men or to feeling feelings for them when they are toxic. Toxic men need to be healed. Toxic men are really just little boys who need a lot of healing. And I'm not saying that there's not toxic women out there who aren't just little girls trying to, play like or pretend that they're women. Same thing with toxic men. They're little boys trying to be men. Real men will honor you, will treat you right, will be loyal, will understand that they need to, meet a girl halfway. Like, it's a give and take type of relationship that no toxic guy will give you. They are not going to give you what you're seeking. So there's no point to having sex with them and just altering your energy, your emotions, your feelings. You're somewhat already starting to invest in them when they are not going to invest in you whatsoever. And if you don't know that they're toxic, then that's going to be even worse, because you will find out and you will be hurt by it. Basically, you're setting yourself up to be hurt by this person if you do have sex with them. So first reason is that you're going to be negatively affected, whether that's your energy, you're going to start thinking about them. Your time and energy is already starting to go to them, and it's not going to be positive for you. You are giving up some of your power. The second reason you should not be having sex with toxic men is something that I kind of alluded to already, but because sex truly is something that is supposed to be a sacred experience for a man and a woman to share, or woman, woman, man, man, doesn't matter. It's a sacred experience. And so when you are having sex with someone, it really, I once saw this meme that said, sex stands for sacred exchange, and that's what I said earlier. So I truly am like, okay, it makes sense. All this time I've been thinking like, oh, it's okay to have casual sex and whatnot, but think about it, and this kind of actually meshes with point number one, but how good do you feel after having sex, even if it's casual? Yes, it may be somewhat instantly gratifying. Like, I'm trying to think of times that I've had casual sex and I'm like, oh, like that was a fun night. Like, after, I don't know, a night of drinking, and I'm like, oh, like, because I've also had casual sex with non-toxic people. And when I think about those times, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, he was a cool dude, but how long does that gratification last? If you ladies go buy a toy, a great freaking toy, because I have a great freaking toy. The first time I ever bought one was in 2017, and I remember it like it was yesterday. This is just a side note. I'm so sorry, but it's important. You ladies need to get one so you can pleasure yourself, because not only does that boost your confidence, but it also brings back power to yourself. It's me time. It's you time. It's time that you're fueling yourself, and it is not bad. It is not unhealthy. I mean, even if you do get a little addicted, like don't go crazy on it. But the point is, you can pleasure yourself, and it is so much more rewarding when it's like, hey, like, I don't need a man to pleasure me. I actually can do it myself. Like, believe me when I say it does give you more power to you. So anyways, point being, yeah, it was somewhat fun. But again, I feel now where I'm at, I am in my power enough. I have enough self-love and I know my worth to not want to give it to someone, to not let someone that I don't care about, that I don't know, even if they're not a toxic person, to not enter me, because honestly, like, what am I going to get out of that other than like a slight little adrenaline rush? So like, yeah, no problem, make out with them, maybe, have some fun with them, but you don't have to go and give up that part, because again, that is such a sacred part of you that you would be giving up to someone who, even if they're not toxic, at the end of the day, if they are good for you, they're going to come back for more, to get to know you. And it's, obviously everything else aside from sex, like, that is so important. So that's with just a casual, non-toxic person. But when you have a sacred exchange with someone who is toxic, that is so much more just negative and destructive for you. Because think about it, when you are having sex with someone, you are exchanging spiritual energy. And if this person is toxic, they're toxic for a reason. We don't know what their past traumas are. We don't know how much they need to heal. We don't even know, like, spiritually, like on a soul level, if they're lost or what they worship. I don't know. I've met some crazy people in the past year, but especially as I've become more spiritually awakened, I've come across people who are very dark, let's just say dark things, but nonetheless, they're still toxic, and I have hope for them. I just think that they're extremely lost. But yeah, so if you exchange spiritual energy with these people, not only are they getting part of you, part of your goodness, your light, if you have good energy, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you probably have good energy because you're trying to stop having sex with toxic people. But regardless, they are putting into you their energy. And like I said, you don't know what traumas they have with them. You don't know what other people they've been with and spiritual energy they've picked up, because no joke. And this goes back to the question I asked, how have you felt after you've had sex with casual people? And how have you if you've ever had sex with a toxic person, how do you feel afterwards? Just from experience, I know I felt like shit after, a very recent experience where I did have sex with a toxic person. It's like, I felt hungover the next day. How long did it take me to recoup just from a physical and like mental and emotional, I don't know, like all of it. I just felt so shitty the next day. And it was because I hadn't even drank. We didn't even drink. There's no reason I would have been hungover. And I felt terrible the next day from a physical standpoint, like I said. And then after that, I just felt like my energy, it's like, okay, like I've done so much work on myself. I know I can basically get my energy back to the vibration it was at before, because I was at a high vibration, and when I had sex with this person, I immediately felt that vibration go lower, and I was like, I wasn't even feeling bad for it, like, oh no, I had sex with a person. It was nothing like that. It was just literally his energy transferred to mine. And as you become more spiritual, if you are on a spiritual journey, as you awaken, you will start feeling their energy more, because you are just more open to it, like I am. So point is, you're, even if you're not at that level, you're still exchanging energy, and you just don't know where they've been, who they've been with. But it is not going to be positive for you, and especially if you're, learning to love yourself and getting back into your power, like I've mentioned, then yeah, just another really important reason of why you shouldn't be having sex with toxic men. Third reason I'm going to say for this video, I can always do another one because there's so much that I want to say on this point. But the third reason that we should not be having sex with toxic men, if we do that, we are giving toxic men what they are seeking for. And if we just give it up to them and keep doing that, they are just going to continue being toxic. And honestly, I'm just tired of toxic men. I've seen a lot of them in the past few years. I've been around a lot of them. And I mean, it's partly my own fault because I didn't love myself before. I couldn't recognize a toxic man, but I was very attracted to toxic men. It's sad because they need so much healing. And a lot of us need healing, but they need to go get healed. And they're not going to go get healed if they just keep getting what they want. They're like, oh, bitches left and right. Like, I'm tired of them talking like that and not respecting women. But if we can't respect ourselves, and if we can't stop just giving it up to them like how we have been, like how I have in the past, then they're not going to change. These men, I believe, I want to believe that they can be healed too, and they are just lost right now, but they need to go heal themselves, and in time they will. But ladies, if we keep letting them just get what they want and not, guarding our energy, not guarding our sacred space, then what's the point? Why would they need to change? Because they're getting what they want anyways. It's just not fair. It gives all our power away to them, and it basically means you don't love yourself. You don't see how beautiful of a person you are. And that's where I wasn't realizing how good of a catch I am. I didn't realize, and I'm not even, like, it has nothing to do with your status or the external things that you have, how good you look. It's just about you as a soul. Like, we are such beautiful people. We have so much to offer. I used to be so cold too because I was resentful. I was like, I'm giving my love to these men and they're not appreciating it. Like, like, it just made me start seeing the world differently and wanting to be cool to these guys, when that's not the answer. I believe a lot of women are somewhat feeling the same way, and to be unauthentic and to be cold and to not give love is not the answer. I think we're just giving our love to the wrong people who don't deserve it. And it's not fair that they will keep taking. But honestly, the only way to stop the cycle is to not give it up anymore, to appreciate yourself and to understand how much worth you have. Like, that is what it goes back to. In order to stop having sex with toxic men, you really need to see how great you are and how high you are compared to how low vibrationally they are. Like, you need to just love yourself fully and understand how much power we hold. One day I woke up, I realized, oh my God, like, I'm an amazing woman. I love myself. I'm such a great catch. I will never give it up to a toxic man ever again. And ladies, like, every single one of us, there is someone who will appreciate you and treat you right, the way that you deserve to be treated, the way you want to be treated, and will value you. And you will love the sex with them. I guarantee it. So please hold out. Do not give up your cookie for just some instant gratification, because in the end, they're getting more gratification than you ever will, compared to waiting and letting someone who's going to truly value and appreciate you, like I said, have it. Like, it will be so much more pleasurable, so much more deep. And yeah, you will be more powerful for it, and you'll just love yourself that much more. Like, that's really what it comes down to. I hope that wasn't all over the place. I honestly, like I said, I'm just so passionate about it. I have so much to say about this subject. And I just hope it made sense and you guys got some value from it. So please let me know down below what you think. If you guys have experiences that you want to share, don't be shy, share your experiences. But this is all about, again, self-love, the healing journey, and, just learning to understand what you deserve, and learning not to give it up to people who just don't appreciate you. They're never going to appreciate you because they don't love themselves. They need healing. So yep, that's all I'm going to say about this. If you guys did like it, please leave some love. Let me know what you think. And yeah, ladies, don't give it up to toxic men anymore. Toxic guys, you guys need some healing, but we will love you. Everyone is lovable as long as they get the healing and treat other people right. Peace, love, and soul vibes.